Hey there, welcome to week 4 Segway, where we review our previous week's learning and look forward to this week's learning goals and exercises. Last week, we officially adopted and finalized our class responsible learning agreement that contains our course's norms and expectations, all while we were exploring and reviewing Google Earth's interface and also various features. Connecting how Google Earth, map literacy skills, and geospatial concepts relate to each other. Identifying how geospatial technologies have developed in the digital age through the blend of traditional and new aerospace technologies, digital representations, and geospatial ideas. And we ended the week by beginning to explain how the geospatial technologies can be used as tools to help understand different places, geographical ideas, conceptual comparisons about how people experience their immediate environments. This week in geography, we will continue to practice and improve our map literacy understanding and skills. To do this, we will focus on ways to study and learn about how to elaborate and explain geographical elemental and thematic approaches in relation to our Google Earth explorations. In particular, we will focus on the major geographical elements and themes by consolidating our Google Earth's geospatial navigation experiences and skills through contextual activities that help develop our understanding of concepts, principles, and processes. To do this, we will develop our practical and academic-based vocabulary, investigate geospatial terms and map literacy skills through increasingly complex inquiries, explain numerous locations and places in relation to thematic geographic organization and frameworks, use navigational data points to help us represent, convey, and make meaning of our studies, and finally communicate and express our findings and learning through visual and textual evidence and representations. Now, before I end, let's take a look at a timely tech tip you may find useful in relation to our studies for this week. One of the more important aspects to our studies is the development and use of our functional and academic vocabulary. As with any type of learning, developing our vocabulary is highly determined by previous experience and exposure to the content. Some of us may have been speaking English our entire lives, while others may have only started studying English recently. So therefore, there is not a one-size-fits-all vocabulary list in each unit that will be useful for all learners in a particular course of study given our English level variations. However, there are ways we can standardize and share our vocabulary development to make our growth transparent to other learners and our teachers. Through the use of Quizlet, we can collate, organize, share, and interact with sets of words, terms, and concepts relevant to our learning goals and journeys. One of the more important aspects to our studies is the development and use of our functional and academic vocabulary. As with any type of learning, developing our vocabulary is highly determined by previous experience and exposure to the content. Some of us may have been speaking English our entire lives, while others may have only started studying English recently. So therefore, there is not a one-size-fits-all vocabulary list in each unit that will be useful for all learners in a particular course of study given our English level variations. However, there are ways we can standardize and share our vocabulary development to make our growth transparent to other learners and our teachers. Through the use of Quizlet, we can collate, organize, share, and interact with sets of words, terms, and concepts relevant to our learning goals and journeys. To get started with Quizlet, let's go through a few brief steps that will get us connected through the Quizlet application. If you already have some background, expertise, or experience with Quizlet, adapt the following procedure with your level of use to get connected to your class and teacher. Prior to going to Quizlet.com, let's make sure that you're logged into the Google account that you want to use to associate with the Quizlet.com account. You'll want to Also make sure you're using your school account if you're using this for school purposes. Now let's go ahead and go over to Quizlet.com, and it'll read that we are signed in to our Google account. So you can hit continue as your name. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. But if that dialog box does not pop up, you can go ahead and exit. I'll go ahead and exit out, show you how to do that. You just hit the sign up button and you go to Google, continue with Google. And here you can obviously select the account that you want to use that we've already logged into. And from there, it's going to ask you some information about your birth date and so forth. You can be vague on this. Now, you need to select a name. So I'm going to add a sort of format. Now the format should convey your name for your teacher. So your identifying details at the school can be used here, and use it in a way that keeps your data safe, but that makes meaning for your teacher and your classmates to know who you are on the account. So for instance, let's say I want to go ahead and I'll go ahead and put maybe TH for Thailand, where I'm at, maybe a special character like an underscore or something, and then I can go ahead and add my name, maybe Dan B, and then I could do another underscore or just add a space, and then I'll put my graduation year, which was 98. All right, and that provides a indicator for the teacher and also your fellow classmates about who you are when you add this account to the classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up, and it'll take you to the landing page here and provide you upgrade trials and so forth and so on. You don't necessarily need to do that to perform the tasks that we'll be doing in class. Then you go over to the icon up here that represents your profile. And you can also, if you've already made a Quizlet account and you're using one that was an older account from previous studies, you can go to the settings. Someone who has been a member of Quizlet for some time, you can just come down here and you can change your username to fit the format for your class experience. So for instance, if I want to go ahead and do this, I would obviously then add the name that I want. Okay, but first I have to put my password in. And then once I have my password in, I'll have access to the field where I can add my new password or my new name for my profile in order for my teachers and my fellow classmates to find and identify me. All right, so once you have your name and identifier, you'll want to go ahead and switch back to the home interface for the Quizlet. Once you're at the home interface, it's fairly easy to get started. And to do that, you'll want to sort of create your first set, your first study set. So you can go ahead and click on Study Set. And it is here where it'll try to get you to sign up for the Plus and try it for free. Don't worry too much about that. And here you'll see that you'll have a Create New Set Study Set. So I'm just going to say Trial New Vocab. Okay. Now, your teacher may require you to do a format of naming systems. So maybe if your teacher said, okay, you say 01, unit, and then dash, and then maybe the unit itself. So that's up to you and your teacher and how you'll manage that. Now you can add a description here, and that could be just describing that these are the words that you're studying for the unit. And then you come down here and you can just start entering the words that you have decided are important for you to study as you go through the class. So I'll also add your images, and it provides you with various different stock images, but you can also upload your own images, as you can see. And there we have a set of words that we can obviously build upon as we go through. Now to add more cards, you just come down here and you can hit Add Card, and you can continue down. You can also, if you've had this saved in other documents such as Google Docs, you can go to Import Word, Excel, Google Docs, etc. Okay, you can click on this, and then you can just copy and paste it. Make sure there's some sort of space in between the term, and so you can say I want a comma. You put a comma next to the definitions, so on and so forth, and you just paste it right here and hit import, and then it'll add a different card for each word and definition set. And so that's how you can start building upon your sets here in Quizlet. So I'm going to hit create. I'm just going to minimize that box there. And you can see that all I can do, I can click on the card and I can look at the basic flashcard type studying. Now I can edit my words whenever I want. The basic functionalities of this is it provides you different interactions for your study times with your words. So as you add words, it will automatically cycle through these words and provide you different types of interactions that allow you to develop your vocabulary in a hopefully an interactive and also engaging manner. So once you have your set, okay, you'll need to obviously share that set with your teacher. Now, your teacher is probably going to give you and provide you with a code to a particular classroom that they've set up in Quizlet. And so to do that, obviously just go ahead and copy, paste that link that your teacher has assigned you, and you go to that and you just click on join class. And there we have our class. You can see this particular demo was 9.2, okay, and you can see the members that are in there, okay, and then you can see the sets that are existing in there as well. Now, the sets will probably be given folders, and you can create sets in the folders, okay, and we'll take a look there on how to do that. So to do this, you go back to the set that you just created, or sets that you've created in the past, and you can simply go to the plus button, and you'll notice that to add to a class it says create new class. Well, we've already joined it. Let's refresh this. Okay, and here we are with our set that we'll be adding to throughout the unit. We click on the plus button. Oh, and there's our new class now that we've refreshed. So I'm going to go ahead and add this set to the class. So I'm going to click on the plus button, and now I can see that this set is in the 9.2 class by the minus button. Now I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that. And when we go to our class this time, so we go ahead and navigate to our class up here, hit the library, and we can go to classes, and you can see the class that you're a member of. You click on that class, and there you have our different interactions and also our different class sets per student. And you can see the student's name. That's why you need the identifier. And then you can actually go through their sets, even classmates, and look at the words they're using. And you may not know a word, so you might want to add that word to your set. Or as you read through the content or interact with the various different types of resources in the course, you can be adding to your set as we go along just through the edit button here. And so that's how you can obviously access your Quizlet that is tied to your school Google account. And then you can start contributing sets to the class in order for you to document your vocabulary development and also view your classmates' vocabulary development as well, all while the teacher is able to monitor your activities within your sets. And so this is how you can get started with Quizlet and use it in our classes this year. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.